Do you think you're made of money? Do you think like money grows on trees? Like, do you think like, you know, Jeff Bezos is bankrolling you? Like, hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. For those who are here new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalism videos. So today's minimalism video is going to be 8 brutal money saving tips for somebody who is quite frugal in her own life and has some pretty aggressive money goals to hit this year. So I'm definitely in the mindset of saving money, and so I figured I'd share that with my Cobra babies. So let's get it, let's go. Woo. Okay, so coming in at number 1, no more shoes. I feel like my list is probably going to be mostly speaking to women, but I mean, I'm a woman, so I obviously speak from a woman's perspective. But yeah, no more shoes, sweetheart. Like, I get it. You know what's funny? I don't care for shoes. The reason I know this is a thing is because like Will absolutely loves shoes. My mom loves shoes. So I know what it's like. Oh, and actually like one of Will and I's best friends, David, he's like a sneakerhead. He also loves shoes. And there's something about people who love shoes that it's like the collections are massive. Like they're massive. I don't know what it is. Is it because like the pair is small and so you could have like another pair? Or it's like even if you put on weight, at least your shoes will still fit? Like I'm not really sure what the logic is. Comment down below as somebody who does like shoes, why people who like shoes have so many shoes. For me personally, I don't like the idea of having many shoes because it's kind of like, now I need to switch that shoe to the other shoe. Like I have different types of shoes. Like I have a pair of boots and then I have some Crocs. But like, okay, fine, I have a couple Crocs, but that's just because like my husband loves shoes. So when he buys Crocs, he's like, are you gonna get a pair? We need a twin. I'm like, yes, we should twin. And so the reason I have lots of Crocs is because my man likes Crocs and he likes buying shoes. So that's this brutal truth. If you have enough shoes, especially if you have, you know, like a pair of runners, boots, work shoes, like you're good. Like you're good. Like you really don't need that many shoes. When I was extreme minimalist, I think I had like all of 4 pairs of shoes. So yeah, here is your brutal money saving tips. Stop buying so many shoes. So I just had a PR package arrive and I'm going to be unboxing this and filming this for my YouTube channel. So just wanted to film and vlog, yeah, the behind the scenes of being a part-time YouTuber. Do we think this color looks good or do I look insane? I would have to say one of the best things about being a YouTuber, besides obviously having a great community and it being a creative outlet, is like all the freebies you get. I have saved so much money not buying a lot of things because yeah, they just send it to you for free. So cute. I just got this little portable charger for my phone. So here's your sign to start that channel, that TikTok, that Instagram, that YouTube, because you just never know where it will take you. Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras. So, quick little commercial break for today's PR package. So, iWALK has kindly sent me one of their little chargers for the phone for me to share with you guys. So, I'll also link down all the discount codes or anything like that if you are interested, and if not, no worries. So, let us get on to the unboxing. So, over here, there is a little tab. I'm just going to rip that off. Okay, so we took that one off, and then over here as well, the tab at the top. Okay, and then, ooh, this is really cute. Oh my gosh. Take that off. Wow, that is so cute. Oh my gosh. I obviously asked for white. It does come in other colors. So, oh my gosh, that is really cool. Wow. Okay, let's take the wrapping off. Oh, and then this part just pops off and it slides into your phone. So let's try it with my new iPhone. So it just goes into the butt like this. Oh yeah, and it's charging it 80%. Oh, that's great. This is great for people who like do social media or anything like that. You can just like be on the go. So yeah, they also kind of wanted me to show you that it is on the go. So I'm going to walk in my room, and I'm also going to have some footage of me in the mall walking around with this thing. It also has like a charging number here at the bottom, which is really cool. So it says 24%, which is fantastic because that definitely helps a lot. In terms of the mechanisms, it has a little port here so you can charge it with your USB, which is fantastic. Yeah, it says right there, USB charging port. Oh, I just love the white color. It's really sleek. It's giving Apple, which we love. And then if you're wondering what else is in the box, so it also does come with the charging cable. So you can charge it with its own cable. I'm sure you guys probably have a USB-C. And then some like little products inside, little cards. So it does come in other colorways. So if you guys are more of a pink or a black, you can definitely check it out. So freaking cute. So some details of things that they probably want us to know. And if you guys are wondering how big this actually is, they did tell me to show you guys with a lip balm. So this is Chanel, just regular bullet, just like a lipstick bullet. And it's about the same height and thickness as a bullet. So you can see that it's pretty light, very small, and very portable. So you can see for size comparison. So some things to know is that this is the world's first portable charger with a real 5,500 mAh capacity in such a mini size. There is an upgraded version that has 22.5 watts fast charging and higher capacity. It has an LED display and elevated charging port, so if you do prefer that, that's an option. The phone functionality is you can plug it into the phone and it doesn't affect the phone's use, as you guys saw. Like, I turned it on and you can like swipe and everything. So if you want, I can show you guys that again. So you plug that in and you see that it's charging, and then let's swipe in. Yeah, and you can like take a selfie. So yeah, you can like scroll around. It doesn't affect the function of the phone. You can like charge and go. So thank you so much to iWALK for today's kindly gifted piece. Absolutely love it. Super cute. I'm already going to use it. So thank you so much. And let's continue on with today's regularly scheduled program. Okay, coming in at number 2. So along that vein, and I'm going to out myself out with this one, but the same cut in different colors. I developed this habit terribly with my Aritzia and Lululemon shopping because that is really common in those type of stores. They'll make the same cut and like it'll just come in every color. And so I'm like, well, I loved it in the beige, I need it in the cream. And since I loved it in the cream, I need it in the almond. And like, what the hell was I thinking? And like, I think it's okay to a certain extent, like on a certain level. Sorry, let me take off my glasses. On a certain level, I think it is okay. You can definitely have like a coat, sorry, not a coat, like you can have, okay, so like let's talk about what I did. So I ended up buying the Aritzia, like the boyfriend fleecy cuts, and like I do have it in, I don't know, I think like 5 or 6 different colors. They are still all neutral because your girl loves a neutral vibe, but like I didn't really need that. And like to the point where I even have 2 white ones. One of them is like a boxy crop, and then the other one is like a low. Is that even a thing? But they're both white. So I started going in the other direction. I'll only get it in white in different cuts. It's like, just stop. Like, Nat, just stop. So I'm giving myself that advice. So I'm going to give you guys that advice too. Whatever it is, if you already have 1 or 2, like you don't need to have the same cut in different colors. Like you don't, I think that's the advice. You don't need it in multiple colors. Okay, coming in at number 3, and I'm outing myself here again. You do not need a Starbucks habit. And this is coming from somebody who gets Starbucks pretty regularly. And I want to preface this though, because I do think that there's a slight nuance, and I'm going to attack with the nuance. I get Starbucks on the weekends only. Like during the week, I make my own Nespresso. For those of you who followed me for a period of time know that Will and I invested and we bought an espresso machine about 3 years ago. So I make my own coffee at home. I also split the coffee pod with Will. I know you might be wondering, what does that even mean? Like I'll make a cup and then like I'll pour half in another cup because I don't like too much caffeine in my system. I don't handle coffee that well. I only have 1 cup a day. I technically have half a cup a day because I split that with Will just because like I like watered down coffee, if I'm being completely honest. So he gets half the cup and I get the other half of the pod. And like, yeah, it also helps save money. But just to kind of illustrate my point is like I have my coffee at home. So when I do have Starbucks, it's usually either Saturday or Sunday. I'm not having it every day. So the nuance here is like, it's not that you can't have Starbucks, but the Starbucks habit I'm talking about is like for people, oh, and that's the other nuance. So I work from home, right? So if you don't work from home and you go to work, you cannot get coffee every day you go to work. I see people get a coffee to go through the subway, and then at work around 11 o'clock, they'll go get another one. If your company is supplying you with coffee, that's a different tip. We're talking about you actually yourself purchasing it. That adds up like insanely quick. I know this adds up because I had this bad habit with bubble tea. When I was in China, dear God, I developed a really bad bubble tea habit that cost me $2,000 at the end of the year. I was getting bubble tea 3 to 4 times a day. Like it was really bad. It was like such a bad habit. Like I'd get it for class. I had it when we had break during lecture. I had some on the weekend. In the evenings after work, I'd go get bubble tea. Like it was pretty bad. Like I'm not even gonna lie. So I know what it's like to have the habit. And so the advice that I'm giving you is cut the habit. Either have it only on the weekends or only have it for work. And then on the weekends, don't have it on the weekends, or figure out what works for you. When I used to commute to school, I used to put my tea in a thermos, like my own milk tea, and I'd make my own milk tea instead of buying it at Timmy's. If I did buy it at Timmy's, it was a social thing when I was studying with my classmates. Like figure out a way to not have a bad like coffee, bubble tea, Starbucks habit. Okay, coming in at number 4, Instapay. I don't even know if that's what it's called. I don't even have Instapay. Is that what it's called? This idea that like for people, apparently it's like you can like press a button on your phone or on your iPad or something, and like it's like linked to your credit card and it goes right through. For me, if I need to purchase anything, I need to manually input my Visa, and I have this like irrational fear that they're going to siphon my Visa information through that input. So I don't have my Visa linked electronically to anything. I'm like absolutely terrified. And if I can buy it with PayPal, I prefer to buy it with PayPal. But anyway, my point being is make it harder for yourself to purchase something. Like for me, if I want to buy something, I usually make myself go buy it in the store. Like I definitely do browse and put it in my online cart, but then I pull the trigger in the store. That way it really forces me to think long and hard, like, do I want this? Do I really want this? Like, is it worth it for me to drive to the mall to buy it? I put as many blockades in my way possible to limit me from shopping because I think it'd be really easy. And I think I know this about myself, so I feel like I can give that advice to others too. I had my Weixin Pay tied to my, like, and this is a China thing. If you're not Chinese, then maybe this won't make any sense to you. I essentially had my Chinese wallet attached to my Chinese shopping app. And so anytime I wanted something, like, that was really easy. I just hit enter and I could buy it. I was an extreme minimalist at the time, so Will would definitely judge me if I did buy something. So I had like a pair of like vigilant eyes telling me like, are you sure you want to buy that? Even though I had it like linked, but it was so easy when I would pull the trigger, bink. So I can only imagine what it'd be like if you don't have anyone like watching you. It's so easy, just bink. So put as many blockades as possible to keep yourself from purchasing something. Number 5, a long wish list item. So you guys know that I have definitely made it popular on my channel for me to have very short wish lists. I try to keep it to like 4 or 5 items a quarter. Yeah, right now I'm on a low buy. I haven't been on a low buy in a while. So I do have goodies that I want to pick up, but I tell myself be very strict about that list. You are not going to have a 10 item list. Like, Nat, like, what are you doing? Like 10 items? Like, what do you think this is? Christmas? What do you think this is? Year of abundance? I am really strict with myself when I'm not having, quote unquote, a year of abundance. I'm really strict and disciplined with myself. It is a list of like 3 to 4 items only. Be very strategic, be very intentional. So because of that, I can give you guys that advice. Do not have a long wish list. Like, what? Do you think you're made of money? Do you think like money grows on trees? Like, do you think like, Jeff Bezos is bankrolling you? Like in which case he is, and disregard this point entirely, hook a girl up. But what I'm trying to tell you is like, be really intentional. You don't need to buy everything that you see on social media or TV. Does anyone watch TV anymore? I don't watch TV. The other day I watched TV because my friend pays for TV. And it was the weirdest feeling. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is stop with the long wish lists. Okay, coming in at number 6, lots of cheap items. So I have this family friend. Obviously, I'm not going to say who, but they have this weird habit of always saying that they're broke and everything is very expensive. Like, I remember one time I was talking about the little Croc, the little gibbets, those like things you put on your Crocs. I was like, yeah, I treated myself to one in Miami because when I go on holiday, that's my souvenir. It's a useful souvenir. It goes on my shoe. It doesn't clutter up my fridge with magnets. She looked at me horrified. She was like, $5 for a Croc gibbet. She also has Crocs. She's like, I get mine for like a pack of like 5 for like $1 on like Amazon or something. And I was like, okay, that's really financially smart. $5 is really expensive. And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, probably $5 for a little piece of plastic. In hindsight, yeah, I agree with her. Right now that I'm like in a frugal move, I agree with her. It is actually very expensive. However, when I see how she spends money on like little knickknacks, I just wonder, is my $5 knickknack really that expensive? Because like, I'll show up at her house and she'll have like a brand new cabinet for her coffee machine. And then she'll have like ordered a lot of like cheap clothes on, not Shein, well actually Shein's in there too, but like on AliExpress. And like I bought this and I bought that. And like, I am not shaming anyone here if that is your vibe. But it's like, I can understand why $5 is really expensive, because it's like you blew all of your money on a lot of small things. Like there are a lot of small cheap things, is still money coming out. And like they do add up. And so the advice that I can give, if this is you and you have that bad habit, the little small things add up. You think, $5 here, $10 there, it's just $15 here, another $5. What's another, $4? And before you know it, like as my mom likes to say, you buy here, you buy there. She's like, before you know it, the Visa bill comes in and it's $2,000. What the hell did I buy? It was all garbage and I can't even remember. So coming in at number 7. So this is a feminine tip. Getting your nails done. Could you do it yourself? I know this is definitely wildly unpopular. So for me, let's just talk about me. The reason I can speak to this point is because I actually did have the nail habit in China. So it is really affordable to get your nails done in China. It was it was really cheap. I think it was like 20 RMB. Towards the end, it started getting a little more pricey, or maybe I started getting more bougie. It can go higher. It can be like 50 renminbi or even 100. I know one time in Shanghai, it cost me like 200. There is a very large range, but the ones that you get done in the mall, they're not that expensive. They're maybe not very classy and very high grade, but you can definitely get your nails done. And I did. I had the nail habit. And the thing about the nail habit is once you enter the nail habit, it's really hard to leave the nail habit, in the sense that, like, hear me out, because it's not something you can just take off with like acetone. They need to go in with the file and like take off the thing with like the nail burr. So you either grow it out or you go in and they take it off. But when they take it off, it like really damages your nail. So you don't want to look at your bare nails, so you need to put it back on. And then once it grows out, it gets ugly, so you need them to do it. So it's like and that's what ended up happening to me. When I decided to quit the habit, I had to like fully grow out the nail and then cut off the shellac, which took me almost an entire year. Anyway, my point being is the nail habit in itself is not great, because like you have to go get your nails done. One, it starts adding up, especially if you go like every month. I was going like every month because I would always get a conservative nail color to try to like extend the life of it. The other thing is it's damaging to your nails. The other thing is, especially if you go with your hubby or your boyfriend, Will at the time was my boyfriend, he had to sit and wait with me in the chair. That's the other thing. You have to sit in the chair. And while you may think like, wow, how pampering, how nice, like how can you complain about that, Nat? For people who do get their nails, and I start to see this on TikTok too, sometimes you're tired after work, and the last thing you want to do is like sit in a chair for an hour. Sitting in a chair for an hour is really laborious, and maybe sometimes you don't always want to chat with your nail tech. And I don't know, my point being is, anyway, so long story short, definitely got that out of my system doing the nail thing, that I realized that, you know what, this nail habit, it's not the vibe. The reason I actually got into the nail habit was because I was an extreme minimalist, and I read somewhere a good tip where it's like, if you're an extreme minimalist, you should get your nails done so you don't have the tools at home, so you don't have like nail clutter at home. I don't know. Okay, I was like, all right, let's do it. So I started getting my nails done, and at first I did really like it, and I felt very like, ooh, I feel so pretty, and like I feel so high maintenance. But like towards the end, I was like, I'm really tired of wasting money on getting my nails done, wasting time sitting in the chair. And like I had the nail habit for about 2 years. Here in Canada, I have not gotten my nails done in Canada. I literally went to Walmart, I bought the cheapest like Sally Hansen nails, and I've been doing my nails ever since. Since the pandemic, when I came back to Canada, I was like, I don't freaking want to do my nails anymore. I will do my own nails, for God's sake. And it has saved me a lot of money. I definitely was spending quite a bit of renminbi getting my nails done in China, but here I don't have a nail bill. Thank God. I mean, yeah, maybe you can count the cost of like the nail polish, but like it's really fast to do your own nails. Like for me, I'm just a simple girl. Just literally just clear nail polish, maybe like a little French tip, and we're good to go. She's cute and that's it. And like, thank God. I got sick and tired of sitting in a chair. Okay, and then coming in at number 8. So yeah, don't get a pet. So this one is definitely a very heartbreaking tip, because I love animals. I absolutely adore animals. I have lived and grown my whole life with animals. So that's the reason why I can give this tip, because animals animals are not cheap. So my family, we used to own 2 dogs. They were these adorable little mixed breeds. They were Jack Russell Pomeranian, very mutt looking, I'm not gonna lie, but absolutely adorable. Like, I love them. And it's just so heartbreaking because, you know, pets are really expensive. You know, going to the Betville, it is very expensive. That was very taxing on my family, you know, having pets, not to mention having to buy their food. It's also very like a labor of love. You do need to walk them like twice, 3 times a day. And like living in Toronto where it is really cold, sometimes, you know, as much as you love your dog, sometimes I don't want to go for a walk. And I know you might be wondering, what does this tip have to do with money? Well, for me, I decided that when I became an adult, no matter how much, I was like, oh my God, I want a pet. I will just remember that these animals are not cheap. Even when I was in China and I had a hamster, the hamster's on the cheaper side, like, let's actually be for real. But I think when you have like a larger animal, a cat or a dog, it is a really big financial responsibility because you have this creature that is dependent on you financially. Yeah, it really adds up over time. I remember one time I was talking with like another family friend and they were saying like their dogs had just recently passed. Their dogs were quite, you know, in the older. They had 3 dogs. He didn't realize how much the dogs were costing him till they pass, and he realized like he doesn't have to take them to the vet, he doesn't have to take them to the groomer, the food, the time related to like walking them. He's like, he realized that it's like he would probably never get a dog again. He ended up getting his son a fish because you know, fish are not as financially taxing. So here's my tip: if you're considering getting a pet, really be aware of the cost because they are not cheap. And once you get into it, it is really hard to let go of your pet. Like, I'm not like, what kind of advice could you give? Like, yeah, just put your dog in the like animal shelter. Like that's so cruel. I could never. So I really do think that if you do get a pet, like, there's really no going back. You are responsible for this creature. So really take into consideration, do some research on the cost of pets, because this is a brutal money saving tip. Pets are a very, very, very expensive life decision. So I hope that you guys could have enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.